Hello, hello, I'm Wendrickso. Today we're going to be introducing ourselves with MultiGame. MultiGame is a rapid development tool for Unity, and it allows you to create games very quickly with or without programming. If you are new to Unity and maybe new to programming and don't have a lot of programming skills, it's very helpful because it has all of the game behaviors that you need already written. And if you're a programmer, then it has a huge number of game behaviors which will help you, and lots of programmer helpers built in to help your code and your inspectors work a little bit more fluidly. So this saves a huge amount of time for pretty much anyone. So let's get started. First things first, after you have imported MultiGame into your project, you will just click Window, MultiGame, Rapid Dev Tool, and this toolbar will pop up. Simply grab the tab at the top that says MultiGame here and dock it on the side. And squish it down so it doesn't take up too much space, and you're ready to go. Once you've done that, essentially the way that MultiGame works is by adding components and adding tools to Unity that are commonly used or needed, like health or painting objects into the scene. So one of the most basic operations that we can do is that we can open the Prefab Painter and paint some objects in. So I'm going to click the big Prefab Painter button here, and nothing will happen right away until you mouse over the scene view, and then we'll get these cayenne boxes on the left side where we can place some game objects. So I'm going to go ahead and grab from my project view. Now, if your setup doesn't quite look like this, that's fine. You can use a project view across the bottom, but I like to dock one on the left-hand side, so I have a nice tall list. And I'm just going to grab some trees. Let's see, let's grab this tree, looks nice. And I can drop these anywhere into the list. It doesn't matter which slot I drop them into. And we're gonna paint all of these trees into the scene. Oops. My mouse is glitching a little there. And then at the bottom, there is a checkbox. It might be a little hard to see unless you're covered by something dark, but there's this checkbox here that says Paint All. I'm going to check that. Now, we're not painting yet because I need to select something to paint, and with Paint All selected, when I select one, it will select everything that is active in the list. You can see those turn green for us right now. And so now when I mouse over something, a red circle appears. I can adjust the radius of this circle by dragging on this slider here, or I can type in a number that I want. So for example, I could set this to 1.9, and that'll give me a nice spread, and then I can just right click and drag to paint into the scene. Now you'll notice that this is painting kind of on the objects that we've already painted in, and so I can just undo that, and to paint directly onto something I will select that object. Now since I have the ground selected, it will only paint onto the ground even if I mouse over something else. Okay. So that's a quick introduction to immediately doing something useful in MultiGame, which is painting objects. We can do a number of other things. You should know that when you have the Prefab Painter open, however, the movement handle will disappear. So if you are trying to move things around and you can't figure out why you can't, just try clicking the red X here in the corner, and you'll get your movement handle back. And that's just a very handy way for us to quickly add some objects to our scene. There are a lot more settings in there. Another handy feature of MultiGame is this clear selection button, which just deselects everything. I really wish Unity had that built in, so I just added it right there. And we'll get into some of the other basics of development with MultiGame in the next video. Until then, check you later.